I inherited 100 million but told no one, then gave everything to the only cousin who showed up when I pretended to be broke. I was living in a one-bedroom apartment above a laundromat. Rent was $700, and even that felt impossible some months. My car made a dying seal noise every time I turned left. I wasn't happy, but I existed. My family treated me like background noise. Mom was loud and controlling. My brother Nate was the golden child. 6 figures in sales, perfect house, perfect life. My sister Amber had 2 degrees and made me feel 12 years old with just a look. After Dad's funeral 3 years ago, the calls stopped. I became invisible unless they needed something fixed or moved. Then I got a call from a law office in New York. My estranged Uncle Jameson, the one who'd cut ties with the family decades ago, had died, and he left everything to me. $103 million. I laughed out loud because I thought it was a scam. But the next day, an embossed letter arrived inviting me to discuss the estate. When the lawyer slid the folder across the table, I stared at the number, thinking it was a typo. He left all this to me? The lawyer nodded. He was very particular. He wanted it to go to the one family member who never asked him for anything. I sat there stunned. My life had just changed completely. But as the shock faded, something else settled in. Curiosity. I wanted to see who in my family actually cared about me. Not the version they built in their heads, not the failure they looked down on, but me. So I made a plan. I didn't tell anyone, didn't buy anything flashy, didn't move. I kept working at the hardware store, kept driving my broken car, kept living exactly as before. Then I started making calls. First, Mom. Hey, I'm short on rent. Could you lend me $200? Silence. Then a sigh. Joey, you can't keep living like this. You're almost 30. I'm too busy for this. Click. My own mother hung up on me. Next was Nate. I explained my situation, tried to sound embarrassed. He laughed. Man, you're still doing this? Maybe get a real job instead of mooching. Everyone's hiring. Then he hung up too. I scrolled through my contacts and stopped on Clara, my cousin I'd met maybe 3 times at family reunions. We'd never really talked, but something told me to call. When I explained I was short on rent, she interrupted. Say no more. Are you home right now? 3 hours later, she showed up with groceries, soup, and a folded $20 bill. I know it's not much, but it's something, she said, smiling awkwardly. I tried to protest, but she waved me off. Don't worry about it. Family helps family. That line stuck with me, because up until that moment, I didn't believe it. That night, I sat surrounded by bags of food Clara brought and thought about everything. Mom's cold dismissal, Nate's laughter, Clara's quiet kindness. Something shifted inside me. I realized I'd been given an opportunity, not just to see who cared, but to change everything. A few weeks later, Mom somehow discovered the inheritance. She showed up at my door, furious. Don't play dumb, Joey. I know about the will. That money could help this family. You're not capable of handling that kind of responsibility. She'd already told Nate. They were making plans for my money before I'd even touched it. Get out, I said quietly. You're making a huge mistake, she said coldly before leaving. That night, Nate called laughing. Bro, you really thought you could hide $100 million from us? We're family. We're going to help you. The same words Clara used, but coming from him, they sounded like poison. I ignored their calls for weeks, let them spiral. Meanwhile, I quietly set up shell companies and started investing. I even funded some of Nate's real estate deals without him knowing. Then I attended a charity gala as Elliot Vale, my business alias. Mom was there bragging about Nate's success. She shook my hand and complimented my suit, having no idea it was me. That's when I realized they never actually saw me at all. Over the next month, I systematically pulled funding from Nate's projects. His company collapsed. Mom's accounts got frozen when I reported her fraudulent loan applications using my inheritance as collateral. One night, Mom showed up at my lake house. When she saw me, her face went pale. Joey, you're Mr. Vale? I nodded. Hi, Mom. You did this to us? No, I said calmly. You did it to yourself. You tried to take what wasn't yours. She left crying. The next morning, I called Clara, told her everything. Then I transferred half the estate into her name.